ang mga detalye tungkol sa pagde-deliver umano ng pera ni Ko kay Romualdez. Meron din daw nakalap na ebidensya mga investigador para pagtibayin ang salaysay ng 18 dating tauhan ni Ko.
Meron raw, anong sabi? Merong sapat na ebidensya. Ang korte, ay sinabi, si Marcoleta ay nag-file ng petition na i-dismiss ang kaso.
Honorable Presiding Officer,
yes,
the
Counsel.
date of the check is July 13, but the encashment was July 14 po.
July 14. Okay, not July 11. I heard you mention July 11.
My bad, Your
You
Honor.
may
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat at happy Monday. No, galing sa Sunday, galing sa rest ang iba nating mga kababayan, but heto po, no. Unahin muna natin pag-usapan itong update patungkol po kay Martin Romualdez. Nakakatawa po itong panawagan niya. Okay? Nanawagan si Romualdez ng patas na hustisya sa investigasyon. Sablay yata yan. Panoorin natin itong balita nito kay Romualdez na nananawagan siya ng patas na investigasyon. Unang-una, hindi na nga patas eh. Yung mga kalaban ninyo sa politika, kinukulong ninyo. Para lang sa ano ni tapos mo ngayon, manghihingi ka ng patas na hustisya. Mamaya magko-comment tayo dyan kasi medyo may kasablayan po mga panawagan ng tambaluslos na yan eh. At atin ring pag-usapan itong si Senator Marcoleta, update po patungkol sa kanya, no, na si Senator Marcoleta po ay nag-file na po na sa Supreme Court ng petisyon para i-dismiss po ang kanyang kaso. Ayan, palakpakan. Yan ang si Senator Marcoleta po, siya po ang may karapatan na sabihin na manawagan tayo ng patas na hustisya. Hindi yung kay Romualdez. Ang grabe na nga eh, ang dami na nga pabor na binigay sa'yo tapos ngayon hihingi ka ng patas na hustisya. Mga tao rin naman. At last but not the least po ay atin pong papanuurin itong nagaganap ngayon na impeachment trial ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, kung saan binuksan, no, ni Senator Amy Marcos ng isang dalangin at itong pambato ng prosecutors na si Kapunan, ayan, nagsalita na. Tingnan natin kung uubra ba itong si Kapunan. Tingnan natin kung dinudugo ba siya ngayong araw. Kasi lagi niyang binabanggit yan eh. Okay, so yun po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw na ito. Pero bago ang lahat, paki-like at saka paki-share naman dito sa ating vlog para guys kakalat ito sa taong bayan. At sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe dito sa Donmar TV, if this is your first time at kayo po'y nandito, nanood at nakisabay sa ating talakayan at nagugustuhan ninyo, paki-subscribe na lang po sa Donmar TV kasi ang subscription po sa YouTube, libre lang yan, walang bayad yan. At kung kayo po'y nakasubscribe sa akin, lagi kayong updated sa ating mga balita, sa mga breaking news patungkol po sa impeachment at kay Tatay Digong. And at the same time, no, yung mga sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara ay makikita nyo ang mga kaganapan na tayo po'y magbibigay ng reaksyon. Okay? So, yan. Subscribe na po. Okay? At as always, as promised, atin pong i-shoutout yung mga nagko-comment kahapon sa ating video, no? Kung saan Sunday kahapon at nagugustuhan nila yung ating setup ng ating vlog, no? Sabi dito ni Rebecca Alejo, Blessed Sunday Donmar TV. Yan, ito yung mga nanonood kahapon. Ma'am Rebecca, Blessed Sunday rin kahapon. Thank you very much. Needs Leads. Ayan. Blessed Sunday po, Sir Donmar TV. Good morning. Ayan. Ito yung mga mensahe kahapon ha. Gemma o Maria Gemma Kabantak. Ayan, magandang umaga. Donmar, blessed Sunday. Ayan, blessed Sunday rin sa inyo, Ma'am Gemma. Vicky Pagaura. Donmar TV, good morning. Watching from Saudi. Ayan, shout out sa mga kababayan natin dyan sa Saudi Arabia. Ma'am Vicky, thank you. Leticia Dibias. Leticia Dibias. Donmar, parang pumayat ka po. Bagay, ingat po kayo. Watching po kami dito from abroad. Ayan, maraming salamat dyan sa mga kababayan natin dyan sa abroad, no? At yan, pumapayat raw ako. Totoo, pumayat ako ng, imagine that one ha, ako po ay nung 2025. I think September. Around 104.8 kilos po ako ha, 104.8 kilos. Ngayon na naglalaro tayo ng pickleball, ay naging 76 na lang po tayo, 76 kilos. Ayan, palakpakan. So, malaki talagang nabawas sa katawan ko, pero nung last week, no, kumain ako ng kumain eh. Naging 78 ako. O, kaya nga babawi ako eh. Kasi nadagdagan na naman tayo ng 2 kilo eh. 2 kilo, mabigat na yan eh. 76, 78. Ay, nako. So, ewan ko na lang, babawi na lang ako. Thank you, Ma'am Leticia. Ayan, sa napansin po ninyong pumayat ako, no? Mary Velasquez. Ayan, si Mary Velasquez. Blessed Sunday, Donmar. Sana maaga na makalabas si FPRRD. Shoutout from Panabo City. Ayan, sa mga kababayan natin sa Panabo City. Hello po sa inyo. Blessed Sunday sa iyo. Kahapon, Merly ba ito? O Merly Velasquez? O Merly Velasquez. Ayan. Actually, malapit na talagang makalabas si tatay kasi usap-usapan, ibubuwagin na itong ICC na ito eh. Di ba? Makakalabas. Di ba? So, heto. Panoorin natin itong unang balita natin patungkol po dito kay Romualdez. Okay, heto. Play!
Humihingi ng anyay patas na hustisya si dating House Speaker Martin Romualdez sa gitna ng investigasyon ng Office of the Ombudsman laban sa kanya. Inirekomenda na ng Ombudsman na kasuhan si Romualdez ng plunder, graft, money laundering at direct at indirect bribery kaugnay sa questionableng flood control projects. Una ni Romualdez, gumagamit ang Ombudsman ng mga testigong hindi anya mapagkakatiwalaan at naharap din sa mga reklamong cyber libel at perjury para lang ituro at idiin siya.
Sabi niya, I want a fair investigation. Yan ang sabi ni Martin Romualdez, no? Ayon sa kanya ay hindi po mapagkakatiwalaan yung source. Anong source na sinabi mo? Kasi ito hintayin ninyo. May ebidensya eh. Ito, panoorin ninyo.
Tanong ng dating speaker, ganyan ba ang patas na investigasyon? Hindi sinabi ni Romualdez kung sinong testigo ang...
Actually, Martin Romualdez, kung nanghihingi ka ng patas na investigasyon, unang-una, yung pinsan mong presidente ng Pilipinas, hindi yan patas. At least, no? At least, natatamaan rin kayo sa, kabangaga ng iyong pinsan. At least alam mo na, di ba?
Tukoy niya. Sagot ni Assistant Ombudsman Miko Clavano, totoong may issue sa kredibilidad ng 18 nagpakilalang dating tauhan ni Zaldico. Pero na magsumite sila ng individual na affidavit...
ito na yun ha. Kasi itong 18 ex-Marines na ito, alam naman po natin na ginigipit ito ng Administrasyong Marcos. Alam natin yan. Kasi nadadamay itong si Atty. Baligod eh. Pati ngayon si Atty. Baligod, ang attorney nito mga 18 ex-Marines na ito, sinampahan ng kasong cyber libel. Anong klaseng? Ay, nakakatawa nga eh. Alam mo talaga na itong kampo ng administrasyon, wala talaga alam when it comes sa batas. Mantakin mo, lawyer, idadamay mo. Hoy, kayo mga lawyer sa Pilipinas, mag-ingat kayo. Kasi kung magaling kang lawyer ka, kakasuhan ka rin. Wala nang gustong mag-lawyer nito kasi kung magaling kang lawyer, idadamay kang kakasuhan. Hindi ko maintindihan na bakit nadamay si Attorney Baligod. When in fact, sa mga interview ni Attorney Baligod, he was just explaining to this side of the 18 ex-Marines. Tinutulungan niya dito sa mga affidavits niya. Lahat naman siguro ng mga sinasabi ni Attorney Baligod ay lahat galing po dito sa mga kung anong sinasabi ng 18 ex-Marines. Pero bakit siya ngayon kinasuhan? Far out. Halatang halata talaga ang administrasyon na lahat ng mga nag-iingay sa administrasyon gusto nila patatahimikin. Lahat na lang kakasuhan. Very obvious na nga si BBM gagawin ng lahat, pati yung impeachment na yan, gagawin ng lahat para ma-impeach lang si BP Sara.
Mabas na malinaw at consistent aniya.
Ito na ha. Ngayon, meron silang grupo na affidavit. Ngayon, meron palang isa-isang mga affidavit itong 18 ex-Marines. Ngayon, nung tiningnan ng ombudsman itong mga individual affidavits, dito na nagkaalaman. Kung ano-ano kayang nahanap ni Rimulya dito ng mga ebidensya, tinuloy na yung kaso ni Martin Romualdez. Tingnan lang natin. Ito ang tingnan lang natin kung hindi ba ito propaganda na naman. Kasi po, consistent na itong si Zaldico naghahatid ng mali-malitang pera kay Martin Romualdez. Meron po silang leads na ebidensya.
Ang mga detalye tungkol sa pagde-deliver umano ng pera ni Ko kay Romualdez. Meron din daw nakalap na ebidensya mga investigador para pagtibayin ang salaysay ng 18 dating tauhan ni Ko.
Meron raw, anong sabi? Merong sapat na ebidensya.
Sinusuri na raw ng panel of prosecutors ng ombudsman ang lahat ng mga salaysay para malaman kung dapat bang kasuhan o hindi si Romualdez sa Sandigan Bayan.
Diyan tayo medyo sablay. Sinabi nila, obvious na yung ebidensya na si Zaldico, meron silang hard evidence, ika nga, na si Zaldico ay naghahatid ng pera ni Martin Romualdez. Hindi ko maiintindihan bakit sasabihin pa ng ombudsman, nag-iisip pa sila kung dapat bang sampahan ng kaso o hindi. Baka kulang sa maleta yan. Martin Romualdez, baka kulang sa maleta. Bigyan mo na lang para hindi ka kakasuhan. Ay, nako, mundo ni BBM, ang administrasyon ni BBM, pera-pera na lang ang usapan.
Well, abot BBM, yawa ka.
Ay, nako. Eto, basahin muna natin itong update ni Rimulya. Ni Senator Marcoleta. Ito po. Binalita ito ng Daily Tribune. Basahin natin we are really hoping na itong si Senator Marcoleta ay makakuha ng sapat na hustisya. Kasi alam naman po natin magaling si Marcoleta at alam kong matanggol niya ang kanyang sarili. Kasi sino ba namang wala siyang kinurakot sa pera ng bayan, 'di ba? Nag-donate lang sa kanya ng pera during election at ang dami nang gumagawa ng ganyan tapos binibintangan siya ng plunder. One of the lawyers, ito sabi sa Daily Tribune. One of the lawyers of Senator Rodante Marcoleta told the Sandigan Bayan First Division on Monday that the defense had filed a petition before the Supreme Court questioning the cases filed by the Office of the Ombudsman against their client. Attorney Moises Tolentino said there is a pending petition before the High Court seeking the dismissal of the plunder case and the alleged violation of Presidential Decree number 46, otherwise known as the Anti-Gift Giving Law. Okay? Tolentino clarified, however, that he was not fully aware of the contents and details of the petition, as he had only entered his appearance as a member of Marcoleta's legal team on Monday, 3 August. Yan. Ang korte, sinabi, si Marcoleta ay nag-file ng petition na i-dismiss ang kaso. And I hope, no, ang Supreme Court ay sana naman hindi kayo magpapagamit sa administrasyon na ito. Okay? Kasi kayo na lang ang natitira na sabihin na nating equal branch of government. Merong executive, merong legislative, at kayo judicial system. So, sa ganitong bagay, mababalanse po natin. Tapos, ngayon, kung mantakin nyo ha, ang legislative nga, nagpapagamit na dito sa executive, which is ang Malacanang. Sila na po ay kontrolado ng Malacanang. Di ko lang alam, baka ganyan po ka-powerful ang mga maleta. To the point, sa House of Representatives, nahawa na lahat dyan ng mga maleta. Dito naman ngayon sa Senado, halatang halata na meron yan, half dyan. Nahawa na rin sa Malacanang. Ang sa akin lang, itong judicial branch of government, sana hindi kayo magpadala sa maleta. Ay nako. Kasi kung kasabwat na lang lahat ng administrasyon itong branches of government natin, wala na talaga. Kaawa-awa na ang bansa. Ang bansang ito, majority of the people is seeking for another leader. Ngayon, if itong leader natin ngayon ayaw bumaba sa pwesto at gustong mananatili sa kanyang power at kukontrolin niya lahat ng branches of government through this money. Alam niyo naman natin, Martin Romualdez at BBM, pinapatakbo itong bansa ito gamit ang pera. Pera-pera lang usapan eh. What do I mean? Okay? Yung pera ng kaban ng bayan, gagamitin nila yan, ayuda. Ano nangyari kay Martin Romualdez noon? Diba? Ayuda siya ng ayuda. Yung People's Initiative, kung maalala ninyo, tapos ang daming AX, ang daming klaseng ayuda, di ba? Gusto nila busugin ang taong bayan sa ayuda na yan. Kaya sabi ko, pera-pera lang ang kinokontrol nila ang bansang ito through pera. Si BBM hanggang ngayon, hindi pa siya nakaget over. Ayuda pa rin siya ng ayuda, di ba? Kasi, yan na lang tanging pinanghahawakan nila na ang tao makokontrol nila. Ngayon, ang tanong, willing ba itong mag-step down kapag tatapos na ang kanyang termino? Yan ang pinakatanong. Di ba? Kasi ang tao, kahit bali-baliktarin mo ang tao, gusto na maging 2028. Tingnan nyo sa comment section, sana 2028 na. Huwag naman sana. Meron pang 2027. Kayo naman. Gusto nyo ma-2028 kaagad para iba na ang presidente? Paano na yung utang ko? Hindi na mababayaran yun? 5 years to pay pa naman yung sasakyan ko. Tapos mag-skip tayo ng 2027, wala na, makakasuhan ako niyan. Anyway, ito po, panoorin natin Ayan na, I hope si Marcoleta, alam ko, I'm very confident na makakalabas yan si Senator Marcoleta. Basta ang Supreme Court lamang po, no, ay gagamitin lang ang tamang proseso at yung ating batas, no, na malinis. Okay. So eto, panoorin natin itong nangyari ngayon sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara. Okay? Pinangunahan po ito ni Senator Amy Marcos at si Kapunan. Dinugo ba si Kapunan ngayong araw na ito? Malalaman ninyo yan dito ngayon.
Called to order. We shall be led in prayer by Senator Judge Amy Marcos.
Mahal na Panginoon, muli kaming lumalapit sa inyo ng may pagpapakumbaba at pagtitiwala. Basbasan po kami ng karunungan at malinaw na pag-iisip sa aming pagtalakay at paghatol sa impeachment ng aming Vice Presidente. Alisin mo sa aming mga puso ang anumang pansariling damdamin o pag-aalinlangan upang magampanan namin ang aming katungkulan ng may ganap na pagiging patas, walang kinikilingan at ayon sa katotohanan at batas. Gabayan mo ang lahat ng kalahok sa paglilitis, ang depensa, ang prosekusyon, ang bawat testigo at ang bawat senador hukom. Pagkalooban mo kami ng lakas, katatagan at integridad upang maisagawa namin ang aming kanya-kanyang tungkulin ng may dangal at pananagutan. Patawarin mo kami sa aming pagkukulang at pagkakasala. Patuloy mo kaming akayin sa landas ng katarungan at kabutihan para sa aming bayan. Magpadala po kayo ng maraming anghel ng katotohanan at ilayo sa amin ang pagpapakalat ng kasinungalingan. Ito ang aming dalangin sa ngalan ni Jesus. Amen.
The clerk of court will now call the roll.
Roll call of members. Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Judge Cayetano Alan.
Ito yung roll call
Senator
na
Judge Cayetano
bago
Pia.
magsimula ang impeachment.
Senator Judge De La Rosa. Senator Judge Ejercito. Senator Judge Estrada. Senator Judge Go. Senator Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Lacson. Senator Judge Lapid. Senator Judge Legarda. Senator Judge Marcoleta. Senator Judge Marcos. Senator Judge Padilla. Senator Judge Pangilinan, Senator Judge Soto III, Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin, Senator Judge Tulfo Rafi, Senator Judge Villanueva, Senator Judge Villar Camille, Senator Judge Villar Mark, Senator Judge Zubiri, the presiding officer, Senator Judge Escudero, Senate President Gatchalian.
With 16 senator judges present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. In accordance with the rules of procedure on impeachment trials, the chair now recognizes the duly elected presiding officer to preside over the proceedings of the impeachment court.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. If there are no objections, we shall dispense with the reading of the Journal of July 29, 2026 of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and shall consider the same as approved. The clerk of court will please call the case before the impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances for the parties.
Ayan, skip natin.
Introducing Clip B.
Skip.
Want something wild?
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
Thank you and good morning. Appearances for the respondent.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearance for the respondent accused. Thank you, Your Honor.
Will the lead prosecutor kindly call their witness for today?
Your Honor, may I request that counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, be recognized.
Attorney Kapunan is recognized.
Yan, ito na si Kapunan. Ipepresenta na nila yung witness nila.
Attorney Kapunan, the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, kindly call your first witness, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honors. Attorney Lorna Patao Kapunan, counsel for the petitioners under the direct control and supervision of the House panel of prosecutors. We'd like to call on our first witness, Your Honors, Mr. Roderick C. Wamil.
The clerk of court, through Sergeant at Arms, is directed to kindly bring and situate at the witness stand the witness of the prosecution for today, Mr. Roderick Wamil.
Ito na yung witness nila. Ito na, ito na. Sino ba itong witness nito? Parang
Before you sit
kinakabahan.
down, Mr. Wamil, clerk of court is directed to subscribe the witness, or rather put the witness under oath. Apologies.
Please raise your right hand. You, Roderick C. Wamil, do swear that the evidence you shall give in the case now pending between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
You may sit down, Mr. Wamil. Your witness, counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, you may proceed when you're ready with your offer.
Thank you, Your Honor. But before we proceed, senators, honorable senators and presiding officer, may we flash on the screen page 2 of the pretrial order dated 29 June 2026. Please note from the screen that several admitted facts are stated in the said pretrial order. I call your attention, please, to page 2 of the pretrial order. These are the admitted facts for Article 1 on the misuse and misappropriation of confidential funds. I will not read them anymore, but I'd like to highlight certain admissions.
The lady may proceed for the guidance of the senator judges.
Thank you, Your Honor. As can be seen from the screen, first, the OVP, Office of the Vice President, had confidential funds in the fixed amount of 125 per quarter. The first quarter of 2023 is February 6 to March 29, 2023. For the second quarter of 2023, that is April 25 to June 30, 2023, and for the third quarter of 2023, which covers the period July 14 to September 30, 2023. Fixed amounts per quarter of 125 million.
You're referring to paragraph numbers 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Also admitted is the fact that Gina Acosta was the Office of the Vice President's Special Disbursing Officer, or SDO, in relation to the OVP's confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022, as well as the first, second, and third quarters of 2023, as can be seen on the screen. May I ask counsel for the respondent?
We confirm that, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Likewise, Your Honor, this honorable court presiding officer will recall that in the hearing last Wednesday, several stipulations were made by both parties, and in fact, upon the initiative of Attorney Poa, counsel for the respondent. May I just remind this court what these are, and they will be flashed on the screen for the better appreciation of this honorable court. Both the prosecution and the respondent agreed last Wednesday's hearing to the following stipulations. First, that the OVP issued 4 checks, all in the name of Gina F. Acosta, worth 125 million each, on December 20, 2022, January 31, 2023, April 18, 2023, and July 13, 2023. Second, that these said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account of the Office of the Vice President.
Let me get a punch.
Kala ko ipipresenta nila na winaldas ni BP Sara yung confidential funds. Yun. Fuck yun. Okay? Na talagang binigyan si BP Sara. So anong mali doon? Ayun ako. Skip mo na. Skip.
Third, that Ms. Gina Acosta received the amounts of the said checks on December 20,
So, ano mali doon?
2022, February 6, 2023, April 25, 2023,
May corruption ba?
April 10, 2023, and July 11, 2023.
Ang tanong, may corruption ba?
Likewise stipulated, Your Honor, that the said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account...
Counsel,
Yes,
with respect to the last check, what was the date of encashment? You mentioned July 11, or is it July 16? Or should it be July 16? Kindly check your records. Because the encashment cannot be before the date of the check.
Respondent, what is it?
Na, mali pa yung sinabi nyo.
Kindly
Kakahiya,
check the last
kakahiya.
check. Last 3 digits, 664. Council
Kinokorek na kayo
mentioned
ng
that
presiding
it was
officer.
encashed on July 11, 2023.
Yan, kinokorek na sila. Mali.
It should be, if I remember correctly, it should be July 16. Kindly check the dorsal side of the check.
Encashment. July 13, Your Honor.
13, okay. The date of the check is July 13, but encashed by the SDO on what date? You said July 11.
Mali na. Kasi alam nyo na, gawa lang yung mga ano eh.
Encashment eh. Counsel for respondent, maybe you can help us with this?
We are verifying, Your Honor.
Kindly validate. Because date of encashment cannot precede or antedate the date of the check.
Honorable Presiding
Yes,
Officer,
yes,
the date
Counsel.
of the check is July 13, but the encashment was July 14 po.
July 14. Okay, not July 11. I heard you mention July 11.
My bad, Your Honor.
You may proceed, Counsel.
Mali.
That the said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account of the Department of Education Office of the Secretary. And lastly, that Mr. Edward D. Fajarda received the amounts of the checks on February 22, 2023, April 26, 2023, and July.
Kung nagkamali siya dyan sa dates na yan, halatang halata na hindi niya kabisado ang mga kanilang mga akusasyon. Di mo kabisado, madam.
13,
Meaning to say, sinungaling kayo mga
2023, which amounts to 112.5 million, Your Honors. May we ask counsel for respondent to confirm this?
Your Honors, I really don't want to make a big issue about this, but just on the first stipulation, Your Honors, please. We remember stipulating only as to the ability of the witness to identify the checks and to the authenticity
Of the checks.
of the checks. Now, I do understand where the counsel for the prosecution is coming from, but perhaps we could just refer to our records in terms of the stipulations made, Your Honors.
The presiding officer remembers that the authenticity and due execution of the checks, as well as all the information contained therein, meaning to say the signatories, the payee, the amount contained therein, the date it was encashed, were all stipulated to by the respondent. In not so many words, counsel, you are correct.
Yes, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, not only the front side of the check, but the
Including the
dorsal
dorsal side, meaning to say the checker, the validator, the...
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, they were all stipulated to by the respondent. You are
Thank
correct,
you,
counsel.
Mr. Presiding Officer. And lastly, Your Honors, please. As you can see in front of you, we have 15 boxes. 15 boxes of confidential funds. For this witness alone, he will be identifying 50 exhibits.
Are you proceeding with your offer already, counsel?
No, Your Honor. This is in addition to our proposed stipulation, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. Proceed.
Okay. This witness will be identifying 50 exhibits. The acknowledgement receipts alone for the fourth quarter of the Office of the Vice President will be 845 documents, Your Honor. And not to preempt testimony of the next witness, this next witness will attest to 3,664 documents, of which 3,617 are acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor. My proposed stipulation, Your Honor, since most of these documents, Your Honor, are not documents from the prosecution. These documents are the liquidation documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education Secretary to liquidate the 500 million confidential funds of the Office of the President and the 116.5 million of the DepEd, Your Honor. Just to emphasize, Your Honor, these are common exhibits. And if counsel, we can flash them on the screen. Most of these are common exhibits. For the Office of the Vice President, we have 14 common exhibits for the period December 21 to 31. For the first quarter of 2023, there are 6 common exhibits, 6 common exhibits as well for the second quarter of 2023, and 5 common exhibits.
Skip na natin. Medyo nag-loading na naman yung ads. Nag-ads. Bilisan mo naman. Ads.
For the Office of the Vice President, Your Honor. And this is a total of 31 common exhibits, Your Honor. For the DepEd, Your Honor, we have 6 common exhibits for the first quarter, 7 common exhibits for the second quarter, and 6 common exhibits for the third quarter, Your Honor. And here is where we ask for stipulation, Your Honor. Since these are prosecution exhibits as well as defense exhibits, and in addition to that, these are documents submitted by the defense themselves to the COA by way of liquidation, Your Honor. May we request for stipulations? For the appreciation of the senator judges and the presiding judge, flashed on the screen are the exhibits we want stipulated, the prosecution exhibit numbers, and the defense exhibit numbers, Your Honor.
These are only insofar as the common exhibits are concerned, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. These are only common exhibits.
What does the respondent, counsel for respondent, say?
Your Honor, may we just ask for, and I apologize for having to request for this, but may we just ask for at least a 5-minute suspension so we can also concur with the prosecution panel and to check exactly what documents they would want to stipulate. Because, Your Honors, we have no problem stipulating, but we also, due to the voluminous nature of the documents, we just want to make sure we're also ensuring the rights for client, especially, if there are questions on chain of custody, etc.
With the permission of my fellow senator
Just 5
judges,
minutes.
this is in the interest of abbreviating the proceedings anyway. Chair declares a 5-minute recess.
Thank you, Your
Ayan, nagre-recess po ang defense team ni VP Sara, no? Kasi itong witness na inipresenta ng prosecutors ay mag-a-identify po ng mga dokumento. Yung isa nga 3,000 documents, yung isa ito ay patungkol sa akusasyon nila na winaldas ni VP Sara ang confidential funds. So ito po, dito muna natin puputulin itong video natin. Sa susunod na video natin, dito na natin makikita ang witness ng prosecutors kung siya ba ay nagsasabi ng totoo o hindi. Okay? Pero for now, guys, paki-comment, paki-react sa inyong opinion sa comment section at babasahin natin yan. Paki-like, paki-share itong video na ito. Sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe, subscribe na po kayo. Okay? See you in my next video. Have a great day, have a great night. God bless po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas and God save the Philippines.